Friends, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome. I am really happy to have you here today, and I hope that you enjoy your stay here. So I'm here in my dining room to continue decorating for the winter seasons, but I also want to take a slightly different approach this year and really concentrate on bringing pieces into my home that can stay out all year. And by simply swapping out a few things for the different seasons, I get that seasonal look. I am also doing what I call the dry January. I spoke about it a little bit in my kitchen video last week. I'll leave a link to that as well. Now, by doing this a dry January challenge to myself, not only is it challenging me to not go buy anything in the stores, but it's also challenging me to think creatively and to think outside the box and use the pieces that are in my home in maybe a different spot or in a different area or a different way. The other thing it is helping me see is where my gaps are in my decor. Is it my florals? Do I need more stems, greenery, things like that? Is it in the vases, in the vessels that I use? Maybe it's risers. I don't know, but it's letting me see. I guess the best way to describe it is where those gaps could be in my decor. And I'm learning a lot by doing this, playing around with different things, and it has been a fun challenge. But without any further ado, let's get to tackling this dining room, adding some personality back in after the Christmas season. And as always, please leave comments below on ideas, suggestions you might have, or what you're doing in your homes for the winter season. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear what you guys think. So without any further ado, let's get into this dining room and get it styled and add some personality for the winter season. I hope you enjoy. After Christmas, I always feel this gentle pull to reset, not to rush into the next season, but to let the house breathe again. Decorating doesn't always mean adding. Sometimes it's about listening to the space. And as I bring my dining room back to life, I'm focusing less on what's new and more on what still feels like me. Before changing anything, I like to take a moment and really look at the room, the furniture that anchors it, the pieces that have always felt right. It's a quiet reminder that not everything needs to be reinvented, and sometimes the foundation is already there. One of the first things I have done this winter season is I changed out the painting that was here for this one that I have had. I cannot even tell you how many years I have had this. It was in one of our very first homes that we ever bought. My mom and dad gave it to us as a gift at Christmas time. And if you know anything about me, I was a skater, taught skating for many years. So this print really means a lot to me. And I had it hanging in a different room in my home. So I thought I would bring it down here and use it against these walls. And it just pops. It has never looked this good in any home. So I'm thrilled to have it down here. Even my husband thought it looked fantastic. So this is just a little switch that I made in this room to kind of set the tone for the winters. I started here at this table where I'm reusing an old runner I've had for many years, draping it down the center like a cozy scarf, giving it that relaxed and unfussy feeling. The greenery arrangement is actually the same one I used in this room at Christmas. I simply removed the red berry stems and kept what felt timeless for the season, the greenery and the pine cones. I love when decorating mirrors what's happening outside. Right now, everything feels muted, natural, and calm, and I wanted the table to reflect that. As I moved on to the sideboard, I found myself reaching for pieces I have owned for many years, like this beautiful bowl, which was one of the first purchases I ever made when we moved into this house, and that's going back about 20 years. Some of the other items were wedding gifts, items that have quietly lived in our home through different seasons of life. There's something really grounding about decorating with pieces that hold memories. They don't shout for attention, they just belong. The silver bowl was inherited, and I filled it with pine cones, tying the room together and gently echoing what's happening outdoors. As the room is coming together, this is the time that I kind of take a pause, look around, and ask myself, does this space feel like me again? Listening to a room often means noticing what wants to stay and not necessarily what needs to be replaced. I also share little moments like this over on Instagram, clips about my everyday life, small details of a room, and in between seasons. I'd love if you would like to come follow me along over on Instagram. On this small side table, I'm going to be bringing back another meaningful piece, a blue and gold platter that was also a wedding gift from an old skating coach from my old skating days. Repeating the silver here helps connect the room, but I kept everything really simple. Candlesticks, a few favorite pieces, nothing more than what feels necessary. I love when a room feels cohesive without it being obvious, where your eye can move naturally and not forcefully from one piece to another. And adding in the black plate stand and the little black links on the book above help tie in to the black lantern and the picture frame holder over on the sideboard.
It's a hard thing to know that your soul will stay hollow. Even if I know.
Here at the entryway, as you enter our home, this little wall, you're greeted with this little wall, and I simply moved another skating painting that I had in another area of my home and brought it out to the front here with this beautiful little olive tree that I found at my local grocer's way back in, I believe it was the fall.
All I do is see things slipping through my fingers when you turn
dining room is the very first space you see when you walk into our home, so I always want it to feel cozy and inviting. Simple, but with little touches of elegance. More than anything, I want it to reflect traditions and the memories layered into this home, pieces we've lived with, loved, and carried forward over the years. And if that kind of home, one that feels calm, meaningful, and lived in, resonates with you, you're in the right place and you're always welcome to stay.
There we go.
I am amazed that I was able to pull this room together using pieces that I already owned and didn't have to rush out and buy anything, and everything has a meaning in here.
Yes, there he goes. I know I did him wrong.
As I move through the room, turning off lights and letting the space settle, I'm reminded that decorating doesn't have to be dramatic to be impactful. Sometimes it's just about returning to what feels familiar and allowing the room to reflect where you are right now. Thank you so much for spending a little time here with me today, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!